All right, it's time for some more Sudoku After Dark, where we just relax and solve a Sudoku and we don't get too excited or loud. The goal is to be relaxing. We've got dark mode turned on, and today I've got another gas puzzle. These are genuinely approachable Sudokus. This one is by Philip Newman, and it's from a couple months ago. In the gas series of daily puzzles. This is a gamma and epsilon Sudoku, which I think should be really interesting. So first we have normal Sudoku rules. We're going to put the digits 1 to 9 in every row and column and 3 by 3 box. Now, this might look like Kropki dots as we've had before, but don't be fooled. These are gamma and epsilon dots. So digits in cells separated by a white dot must have a difference of 5. Exactly 5, not 5 or less, 5 or more, exactly 5. So you could put a 3 and an 8 there, for example, and they could be in either order. You could do 3, 8, or you could do 8, 3, and that would be fine. Black dots must have a ratio of 3 to 1. Now, so you could do 1 and 3, 2 and 6, something like that. And again, they could be in any order. You could do 1 and 3, or you could do 3 and 1 that way. But one of the two has to be 3 times as much as the other. And that is all the rules. So link in the description if you want to try this puzzle out yourself. And I'm going to give it a go right now. You know, we could look at these columns, just do some normal Sudoku to start. We're missing 3, 5, and 9, and as I expected, that is not going to be super helpful. 1, 3, and 5 here. No, that's not helpful. Okay. We do know there's a 4 down here, there's a 1 there, there's a 7 down here. There's a 9 up here. So maybe one thing to think about is what's the most limited, right? So 3 to 1 ratio, what can we put on a 3 to 1 ratio? Well, we can do 1 and 3. We can do 2 and 6. We can do 3 and 9. And that's all we can do, actually. Anything else just doesn't work. The math doesn't work. You can try it if you want to. But so we know the black dots are going to be either 1, 3, 3, 9, or 2, 6. Now, these dots up here, you'll notice the 2 here, and also that 2. So you can't put a 2 in either of these. So for these to be 2, 6, it would have to be a 6 with a 2. But if it's not 2, 6, then it has to have a 3, right? So, maybe a better place to look is right here. Because, look, we have the 6. So you can't put a 6 on either of these. So this cannot be 2, 6. This has to be from 1, 3, and 9. Which means this one is also from 1, 3, and 9. Because it connects to that. And again, you can't put a 6 in either of those. So these are 1, 3, and 9. So we know this one is 5 different. So if it's a 1, then you have to have a 6, which is not going to work. So this actually can't be 1. If it's 3, this would be 8. And if it's 9, this would be 4. But we already have a 4. So this is actually an 8 with a 3. We don't know what this is yet, because 3 can be in a 1 to 3 ratio with 1 or 9. But this one, therefore, also has to be a 3. Now that we've got a 3 in the column here, this one can't be 1, 3 or 3, 9, which means it is 2, 6. And as we said previously, the 6 must be on the top there. Now this can't be 2 or 6. So this has to be from 1, 3, 9, which means this is also from 1, 3, and 9. And I suspect we can do the same thing here. The 1 would force a 6, the 9 would force a 4. This is the 3 with an 8. This is not 3, and now this has to be a 3 because of the 8 and the difference of 5. So this one can no longer have a 3, which means this is 2, 6, and the 6 there is going to give us the order of those. Very nice. Now, this one, do we know much about this? Well, we know it can't be 1, 6. It can't be 2, 7. It can't be 3, 8. It could be 4, 9. And in fact, I think it has to be. That's the only option there. And the 4 here is going to give us the order of those. And that 9 will give us the 1 here. Very nice. Can we do something similar here? Well, let's look at the row. This is 4, 5, or 9 in the row. Can't have a 9 there, so this is actually 4 or 5. 5, what can you put that's 5 away from a 5? Well, if you subtract 5, you get 0. If you add 5, you get 10. You actually can't put a 5 on an epsilon dot. The whites are the epsilons, by the way, because of the Greek alphabet. Alpha, beta, gamma. Gamma is the 3. Delta, epsilon. Epsilon is the 5. So the black dots are the gammas, and the white dots are the epsilons. And so you can't actually put a 5 on an epsilon dot. So that has to be a 4 with a 9, which gives us the 1 there. And now I think we have exhausted all of our gamma epsilon clues, and now it's just normal Sudoku the rest of the way. So let's just go ones. Why not? 1 there. We have 1 down here. There's a 1 over here, which means the 1 is here and there and there. There we go, because we already had that one, so I don't know why I was saying it was, no, it was down here. Oh, hold on, it was one of these two and one of those two. Okay, so we don't actually know those ones yet. Should we look at 2s? Let's just go in order, why not? 2s, 2s, yeah, 2s aren't going to be super helpful, are they? 3, 3, 3, this is a 3. There's a 3 up there. 3 in one of those. There's a 3. These 3s here, and this 3 gives us the 3 down there. So we actually get a 3 here. Puts a 3 down there. Okay, so we have 3s in those. We don't know which ones yet. These are 5 and 7, and we have this. Oh, actually, for the column, you can just put the 5 in, which gives us the 7 for the row. These are 5 and 7, but I'm not sure which ones go where yet, actually. These are 5 and 9. 5 and 9, we have the 9 there, so that's 5, that's 9. These are 2, 4, and 5. The 4 can't be there, but actually, let's look at the 4s here. That puts a 4 up there. 4, 4, 4. There's a 4 down here. Yeah, those. Okay, so these are 4 and 6. No, 4 and 7, sorry. 7 there gives us the 4 and the 7. 7, 7. There's a 7 up here. Okay. These are 2 and 5. Still don't know those. These are 2, 5, and 6. That one's not the 6, but this one's not the 6. Look at that. Those 6s give us the 6 there. These are 2 and 5, and that 2 gives us the order of those. So 5 and 2 and 5. And these are 2 and 4. The 4 has to be there because of that 4. There we go. Very nice. For the column here, we need 7 and 9. The 9 there gives us the order of those. That leaves, I believe, a 5 for the box. We need 7 and 8 for the column, which I don't actually know yet, which is interesting. But we do have all of these 7s, which give us a 7 right there. Okay, for this column, we need a 5. There we go. Easy peasy. 6, 7, and 9. The 6, 7 here give us the 9 there. These are 6 and 7. These are, what did I say, 7 and 8? 6 and 7. Okay. These are 1, 4, and 5, and we have the 1 and the 4 there, so that's the 5. This 4 tells us 1 and 4. These are 2, 8, and 9. The 8 and 9 there gives us the 2. Very nice. We need 1, 3, and 5 across here. The 1 and 3 tells us 5, and then the 1 there gives us 1 and 3. These are 2, 8, and 9. Well, the 9 can't be neither of those, so this is 9, giving us the 8 there. These are 2 and 8, I believe, and the 2 there gives us 8 and the 2. And for the column, we're missing a 6. For this row, we need 2 and 6. No, we don't. We need 6 and 9. Sorry. The 9 there gives us the order, as does the 6 down here. We're missing a 5 for the column. These are 3 and 8. We have a 3 over there, 8 and 3. These are 7 and 8, and we have the 8 there. And our final digits need to be a 6 and a 7. We have the 7 there, 6 and 7. Very nice. All right, well, that was very cool. It was Gamma and Epsilon puzzle called Refugee by Philip Newman. So thank you to Philip for that puzzle. Good introduction to Gamma and Epsilon. We were able to figure out all of the Gamma and Epsilon digits fairly early on. We didn't have to type in too many possibilities to consider. So very nice. All right, well, if you solved that puzzle yourself, let me know how it went. And if you were just following along with me, let me know what you thought of my solve. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.